Oh my God, 28.
Woo! And another episode.
And another.
Child, we are back.
Yes,
Welcome to another episode of the Soul Palate podcast. I am one half of your host, Dee.
Kapri here, second half.
Yes. And together we make a whole, honey, for a whole motherfucking episode. And today we are back to rum. But just like we did with spicing up the whiskey category, we are spicing up the rum category right now.
Keep spicing.
Yes, but we are distillery focused this time. So
Yes.
we are tasting through 5 different expressions of Rolling Fork Rum. They are going to be coming out of a total of 3 different places and a total of 4 different year markers. So we've got a 6-year, a 9-year, a 13-year, and 2 22 years. And then we've got 1 expression out of the Dominican Republic. We've got 3 expressions out of Barbados, which is where most of Rolling Fork's rum comes out of Foursquare in Barbados. And then we've got 1 coming out of Guadeloupe. So we have got a nice little lineup for y'all as we talk through those. A good chunk of these are still available on Seelbach right now, so links will go up along with the episode if anybody's interested in any of those. And yeah. That is where we are on our sippage.
All right.
For today.
As always, you all, we are going the same direction you see from your left to right. Mm-hmm. We're going from our right to left to follow along with what you're seeing.
Yes.
Of course, the Soul Palate here, we are trying to center our palates as Black women. Excuse me, y'all. We had some bourbon before this.
Y'all know how she gets her reflux, child.
Okay. And we had... we're centering our palates, meaning that whatever we say, what we're thinking is something we want to normalize as the new norm for tasting grits, tasting in general. Nothing is wrong. So when we taste and smell, we say exactly what's on our mind so that we just put our foot forward in that. Yeah. So
the goal of Soul Palate is to normalize everyone's palate.
Yes.
And to not limit people to a Eurocentric wheel of tastes, if you will.
Yes.
And to a Eurocentric kind of focused vocabulary and limit people to just those markers as indicators for their experience. Really, it's okay to say exactly what it is you're experiencing. You don't need to look for some sort of alternative word or some umbrella to put it under for people to understand it. So that is the point of Soul Palate. And so we are always going to be as authentic as possible with our notes as we experience them.
Yes, absolutely. All right, so let's dig into
the 6th year. So this is actually the newest one of the lineup in terms of what we got in. The newest one and then the youngest one. So this one is the 6-year Dominican rum bourbon barrel finish. So this one, I don't know exactly how long it was aged in the bourbon barrel, but it was aged
4 years.
4 years in the
ex-bourbon cask, 4 years in the Dominican Republic, and then 2 years in Kentucky.
Got it. Okay, so
and the
4 years.
Toasted?
Its initial aging was that 4-year one. So that's kind of how they do things by default. And then that special finishing, that 2-year, was actually in toasted Woodford barrels.
Okay, awesome.
And what's the proof on that one?
You're looking at 56 alcohol volume, ABV, I guess. So.
Oh, okay. So what, 112?
Yeah.
112 proof. Okay. We're a little across the board here with the proofs. I think our lowest is like 109.
What? She always trying to burn me out.
It's not my choice. I can't help the proof. First of all, one thing about Blake is everything is barrel strength.
Blame you, Blake.
He will dilute his own, if at all. Which I don't disagree with because I want to be able to control my dilution too.
Okay.
I definitely would prefer to add the water as opposed to having it cut to like 80, 90 proof.
Yeah. I'm getting a cherry pie here.
Yes, the second you said pie, I smell crust.
Yes, you smell that.
The first thing I smelled was crust and then the fruit came after.
And also kind of like that brown sugar and this coming on and like honey.
I kind of want to take a note of that. Cherry? That's the first time I've smelled cherry pie.
And I don't like cherry pie.
I don't either. Only pie I eat is pecan pie.
Only pie.
That is it.
I don't know what the only pie.
Dessert pie I eat.
I would say, I guess apple pie is pretty much the biggest pie that I eat.
Now, depending on who makes it, I'll eat a good apple pie with some ice cream on top. I will entertain a very well made homemade apple pie for sure.
Let's see.
But like, I'm not one of them people who can go to McDonald's and get an apple pie and eat it and enjoy it.
There is a lot of oat going on here.
Yeah, a ton. Ooh, it tastes so good though.
A lot of oak on rums is not one of my favorites, but it's bringing out a big leather characteristic.
It's good.
Like literally, like go to your closet, find your real leather, and lick it. No,
find your real leather.
You don't have the real one. Just go to the store and lick someone else's.
That's funny as fuck. Find your real leather. Dig
Smell
behind the faux.
Okay.
Find that vintage joint from a few years ago and lick that.
Lick it. Smell it and lick it. I'm telling you.
That is funny as hell.
And then when you go out,
God. Oh, that was great.
This is what it tastes like.
It's giving leather, but you know what? I think I actually. What was I tasting from this before? I had tasted this again.
There's some orange there. A little bit of cream too.
It gives me a brininess at the end. Not vinegary, but almost like, and it doesn't taste like olives, but that brininess though. I really don't even know how to. Maybe it's a salinity kind of thing or whatever it is in like an olive brine or like a different type of brine or whatever, like a pickle brine maybe. That gives you that like acidity and that minerality and makes your mouth water a little bit. It gives me that sensation.
No, I definitely see that.
And I get a little bit of dark chocolate. Not a ton.
Yeah.
But it's like, once you get past all that leather, because it's a lot of leather.
It's a lot of leather. Like, I
get the black pepper. I get black pepper and leather in the front.
Yes.
Then I get
see
light dark chocolate.
Yeah.
And then a little brininess, like, at the very end. It's very interesting. I like it.
It's waxy for me.
Waxy. Yeah, yes. It dries out into it. Yes. Absolutely does.
We did it.
For motherfucking. We did it. For sure. Okay, so that is the youngest of our lineup.
Okay, awesome. I love that. I'm really excited to go through the rest of these.
Rolling Fork. I really like Rolling Fork a lot. They have a lot of really fun releases. So, yeah. Oh, Lord.
How are you?
I'm good. I feel better after my morning, after my little meeting.
Okay, good.
I feel better after that. I definitely left there with more clarity.
Awesome.
And just feeling like ready to just get the ball rolling on a lot of things and to just... I felt a little battery kind of recharged in my back just to like really focus on bossing up for real.
Yeah.
Because I've just been thinking about a lot of shit, just big picture shit, like what I want my life to look like, what is like past all the semantics and all that shit of like the details of life, like because like you know how people have goals to like acquire certain like things, like tangible things or whatever, and that's their markers for success.
Yeah,
that's not really my markers there, where because I look at money as just the tool to get me the shit I actually want. And so my stress about just wanting to make more money is really just about wanting more free agency.
Yes, absolutely.
And so I got to take the money part out of it and really focus my energy on creating the free agency that I need while also being able to live comfortably through my life and being able to comfortably start the process of having kids and like comfortably be able to like know that when I'm pregnant, I can actually be home if I got to be on bed rest and not be worried about like losing a job or losing an income or like, and being able to homeschool my kids because I don't trust these motherfucking homeschools to do shit for mine. Not doing it. Don't trust private schools either because they're not really centered around black children and black history and being there for the black experience or any of that. So just thinking about all of that shit and trying to like filter it down into, so what is really important to you then? Right. Has been like the main thing occupying my brain.
Right.
And so having that conversation today really helped give me clarity and just helped to kind of remind me of like, okay, bitch, yes, you deserve all that. Let's not, don't talk yourself out of what you know you deserve.
Damn.
And don't question that.
What a lesson.
So
that is such a lesson.
I feel better with that. It definitely put some energy in me. So
okay, good.
I'm happy with that. How are you, my love?
I'm doing great. A lot of things have been falling in place where I was stressing out about, and now I'm like,
that's always how it happens though.
Things are falling in place. Is there still a lot of shit missing? Absolutely, but
it's gonna fall into place too. It's like right when you're at the precipice of that stress,
I can't stress out anymore.
It's like the universe just knocks you off of it and says, "Hey, here's a net for you to fall in." Look at how we always work it out.
Look how God works. Literally, like it's just
feel you,
like,
universe. It's okay. I got it.
It's huge, because there's always a time where like there is no end of the tunnel, there is no light, and then it's like, oh, I create the light, so I just take this hammer and there's a light. Like I make my own,
knock the hole into the wall.
There it is. So like it's been great. You always go through a time mentally of like nothing's going anywhere. You ain't shit. You're not doing anything.
That has literally been like the fog cloud that I've kind of like been stuck in for the past couple weeks. Maybe it was the shadow phase before retrograde doing that, but
I know, because the beginning of this retrograde has been feeling amazing. I feel great.
I feel maybe because I spent so much time worried about retrograde that I'm like overly prepared for it or something. I don't know. But maybe it's just like a false sense of I'm like before shit goes crazy.
I mean, right? Your mind is. I mean, for me, mental work, the way your mind works, is literally your reality, right? So it's about having a strong-willed mind that creates everything that's around you. So, sometimes you give in to those negative feelings and energies around you, and sometimes you just start to rebuild back up that strength and that joy to fuck off the negative energies, know? And for me, a lot of meditation and prayer works, and sometimes it just doesn't, and you just,
Sometimes the meditation and all that's cool. Sometimes I just have to like do a bunch of crying.
Yeah.
And not even necessarily know the reason why, but I just gotta do a bunch of crying. And then a bunch of silence.
Yeah, I've definitely been in a lot of silence.
I just don't say much of anything.
And that's on like everything. That's phone, social media, in person. Like, I'm definitely that person.
My weekends have been lately dedicated to that. Like if I'm in the house, my phone is on a charger somewhere, and I'm quiet.
Yeah.
I'm playing stuff around me or whatever, but I'm not talking.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And it's been working.
It's nice.
I clean, I shut the fuck up, and by the time I'm done,
Speaking about
I'm tired.
Cleaning, I just went through so much laundry. I did all my laundry, guys. There's a big ass heap of pile on my bed.
Literally,
I folded half of it. Half of it is folded, and half of it is still just like sitting there. But I can see my floor and shit, so it's amazing. Sometimes you just go through that moment of like, this shit's just gonna be on the floor.
And then, I'm doing laundry for fucking 2, so it's like. Jesus, I feel like laundry has to happen every other day for it to like be maintained in our house.
I just miss
Neither
having
of us wear something twice, especially with COVID and shit. People stripping down their clothes and shit. No, I don't wear anything twice in a row now anymore unless I wear it in the house.
Right.
So that makes for a lot of fucking laundry.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, so for me, I used to have an in-unit thing, which was easier for me to just be like plop it in, wake up in the morning, plop it out.
Yeah, exactly.
Now
so
it's down the hall.
Yeah.
And so that
don't make it pile up.
That'll make it pile. And then I gotta pay for that shit too. So it's like not even free.
Oh hell no, yeah. So you gotta wait till you ready to do a big ass load.
This is what I'm saying. And then that shit can be big. And I did it. It didn't take long at all. Like, and I got a whole bunch of work done while waiting on my clothes. It was just I was like, wow, I did this. Super productive. I can do this.
You can do this. You can adult.
I haven't drank in 2 days. Yeah. Actually, that's a lie. I had a beer yesterday. But
it was a beer.
Yeah. It's been great. Been doing awesome.
Nice.
Here we are. Catch up. Good catch up.
All I had yesterday was a glass of wine.
Yeah.
I had to taste some stuff to do tasting notes, but other than that, I said a glass of wine.
Yeah.
I drank a ton of water. I was proud of myself. Usually I'll end my night with something that has alcohol in it, not even intentionally, but it's usually what happens.
Yeah.
And last night I had a lemon San Pellegrino.
Ooh.
And it was fucking delicious. I've been craving bubbles. When I'm craving bubbles, it's usually Perrier or Pellegrino. Okay. Or like a fucking La Croix. Like, it's real plain.
I was definitely craving some wine yesterday. I do not keep wine in this house. And it's probably because I don't have a wine fridge.
So much good Cabernet right now. Yeah.
Well, I always want rosé, orange, or white wine.
I don't get any orange wines, and I only drink them at restaurants or if someone like recommends it or whatever. But because I'm not so well versed in which ones are good and which ones, because it's kind of hit or miss from my experience of them. I've had some that are like way too dry, and I'm just like, what the fuck is this? And I like dry, so for me to not be able to get past it is a lot. And I've had a couple that were like just really funky, and it was too funky of a wine for me to like go back to.
I definitely
I gotta definitely explore some more with the wine.
Go check out Juliet Coney because she works up the street every Friday, right here at Bourbon Wines.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's like,
girl, yes, visit with her and get some orange wine recommendations so I can come try.
I might go see her later this week on Friday and give me some wines.
Yes.
Some wines.
I gotta go to Potomac, what is it, Wine and Spirits or whatever tomorrow.
Yeah.
To pick up a blind tasting kit. I'm actually excited.
Oh, okay.
Nick had invited me. Shout out to Nick. Hello, Bardstown.
Yes.
I'm coming for that 20 racks.
Okay. Period.
But he had invited me to do this blind tasting thing. There was this like article release. You know, there's always somebody releasing their top 10 of whatever categories. There was a top 10 premium whiskey list that came out, and a whiskey group that he's a part of. They're gonna be doing a blind tasting of all 10 of them.
Oh.
And just scoring them based on all the little markers.
So some practice.
Yeah. So for me, I'm definitely looking at it as practice and just working on my palate, getting the blind, getting more familiar, not familiar, but get more comfortable with like blind tasting stuff and that type of thing, and really working it to see how good I am, and really like picking it out once I don't have any indicators in front of me of what's what. So
right.
That's what I had started working on doing back when we went to one of those bar 5-day tastings. This was years ago now.
Oh my God, the blind one.
Because that was like the second time I remember seeing you
in the house.
Yeah. And so my goal was to continue to go to those, and they still do those. The two tastes or whatever.
Two tastes, yeah. Ben Matz. Man, shout out to Ben Matz. I haven't seen him forever. I think he moved.
Actually, yeah, I haven't seen him in a while either.
He's so great.
Yeah, they still do the two taste thing. But my intention with going to those was to build that muscle.
Yeah.
But it just kept being so awkward, and I was just like, I'm so sick of awkward. And so I was like, forget it. I will just
definitely
do it
helps.
my fucking self. Definitely helps.
Definitely
And
helps.
I think I am also going to just start working out my own blind tastings. I'm gonna just have Raw like just start pulling some stuff. I'll tell her categories, she's pull shit.
Yeah.
And I'll see if I can, start calling out what's what.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that would be cool.
Yeah.
So
you got enough in the house to do it.
Damn sure do. I gotta start being real productive with all this fucking inventory I got. I don't.
Yeah.
We don't sell a ton.
You don't.
We don't sell a ton.
And if it is, it's barrel aged. So.
Hence my conundrum.
Makes sense.
I gotta start actually spending money on the white spirits. Yeah. Just get so much whiskey and rum and shit for free.
Yeah, this is true. This is true.
I mean, and then the white spirits I do have is just mezcal and gin.
Right.
I already don't do. I had 2 vodkas at my house.
Which ones?
Old Dominic Honeybell and the Old Dominic regular vodka. And then I got the truffle vodka.
Oh yeah,
from Blue Run.
Yeah.
I only use it for dirty martinis.
Yeah,
it's the only place it makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense, actually.
It's fucking delicious.
I bet.
With a stuffed olive, my God. But that's really it. And then I've got like tequila that I spent money on, obviously. And then I got mezcals and gins.
Okay.
That's it. But I need to like really get some more like white rums, primarily white rums. Because I have a ton of aged rums.
Yeah, and tequila.
And tequila.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
I'm gonna start building my tequila collection up, because that's
every time I try tequila in this house, it's gone.
It's gone. That's my thing. I can't hold on to it.
I can't hold on to a fucking tequila.
One of my favorite cocktails is margarita, so I'm quick to have a fucking margarita.
I just take shots of this shit. I can't keep tequila. I kept this little small tiny bottle.
And I will make 20 variations of a margarita. I'll do watermelon. I will do I don't care what fruit I have. I will make a version of it. Just for the sake, I'll make a spicy one. It'll be strawberry. If I got strawberry syrup in the house.
So true,
I don't need an excuse. It's margarita day every day.
Yeah, absolutely.
365. Sometimes I want a Paloma.
365. I want tequila drinks all the time.
Yes, Soul Palate the musical.
I wanted to watch a musical today, and I did not.
Speaking of musicals, and you know what? I'm gonna wait until we get to the TV part before I talk about this.
Second sip.
Yes. because that's actually one that I like. I was kind of disappointed.
Uh-oh.
Like, ooh.
Oh, no.
So upset that they structured it this way. I'm going to have to, like, bite the nail and just support the show because I love the show. But I don't like when something is a musical when it didn't start that way. Okay, if a format starts a particular way, then I've already built that rapport with you. We already know what to expect.
Yeah.
But don't bring me a finale and it's a whole switch up from what it's been in the beginning. So we'll get there. Let's do the second.
Love that. We'll get to that because I'm gonna tell you why I love it. But all right, second one we're getting to the Rolling Fork Single Cask Rum from Barbados.
Yes. So this one is coming from Foursquare Distillery. This is a 9-year. It's been 8 years, being aged obviously in a
ex-bourbon cask in
ex-bourbon
Barbados.
cask,
Yep.
and then 12 months in an ex-brandy barrel.
Yes.
And so that ex-brandy barrel, prior to having that brandy in it, actually was aging.
It's a lemon.
Aging a bourbon from Buffalo Trace back in 81.
See the color?
So this barrel has lived a very long and fruitful life.
It has, but it is so light.
Yeah.
So it makes me think that those ex-bourbon casks were probably pre-used. Like,
oh yeah. It's like it's given it that even the barrel that it was aged in for 8 years had to have lived a couple lives before getting to Barbados.
Now I love the smell of this because it's giving some kind of stone fruit for me.
Ooh yes.
And then honey.
Maybe that's where I'm getting. You think apricot?
Maybe.
Ooh, actually no. I'm getting more concentrated peach, like a peach ring.
I was thinking peach too, and I was like, am I tripping?
It's giving like candied. Though.
Okay.
Like very concentrated or maybe dried.
Yes.
Because it's giving concentrate.
Mm-hmm. Brown sugar, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like some kind of like cotton candy-ish thing happening.
Pink cotton candy.
Yeah.
When I smell it further from my nose, I get that cotton candy.
Then raisins for me. Cinnamon raisin at that.
Cinnamon raisin.
I'm gonna do a little.
Like if I brushed my nose across a cinnamon raisin bagel, but
exactly.
it wasn't bread.
Yes, exactly. maybe.
Sorry if that doesn't make sense, but hopefully it makes sense.
Like muffin. Maybe not
like
exactly
a cinnamon raisin
bagel.
muffin. Yeah, because it's not. Because bagel has a very specific
breadiness to it.
Yeah, whereas a muffin can be very light and airy and highlight whatever its content.
Banana. Maybe it's more of a banana raisin muffin.
I love a banana nut muffin.
I've never had a banana raisin muffin before.
I've never had banana raisin, but I love that banana nut.
Yeah, they're the best.
The best fucking muffins. It's a quality chocolate chip muffin because not all chocolate chip muffins are good. But I have yet to have a banana nut muffin I didn't like. I've yet to have one that was dry.
The caramel. I just got caramel just now. Wow. It's just like every time I put it differently.
What's the proof on this one? So this was our lowest proof. 109.7 proof.
Okay. Yeah. 54.85. High fashion. Like, oh yeah.
I'll adjust that a little bit.
Oh yeah.
It's off center. It's the symmetry for me. Yes. There we go.
Alright.
Oh God, yes. Ooh. What am I getting there? I forgot what this tasted like. Once I taste through stuff, y'all, the reason why the levels on a lot of this is still really high because I'll taste something and literally just put it away. I don't even go back to it. And not because it isn't good. It's just because the next day there's probably something else that came in the warehouse and therefore I'm distracted by the next thing. And also because I want to preserve the life of these, I don't make cocktails with them. Unless I really love it and I just already know the cocktail I want. Like, I think this 13 year I had made a couple daiquiris with.
Yeah.
Or I probably made like a rum old fashioned or something, but.
Less leather on this one than the first.
Mm-hmm. Which is funny considering there's more aging.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe the aging on that 6-year one, maybe the barrel was just less used.
Right.
It may have came straight from just being a bourbon barrel to going right into being a rum barrel. Whereas I think this one was used a few times over.
Definitely chocolate.
Dark. This one kind of finishes a little waxy too.
I was gonna say it's still waxy for me too. I guess that brandy is there.
You know what's so interesting?
Which is probably
brandies, especially lately, like especially like apple brandies and stuff. Aged brandies are giving less and less like fruit content.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of really like well-aged brandies now that are coming out.
Yeah.
And they're starting to drink more like a whiskey.
Yeah.
Than a brandy.
Absolutely.
Because I don't.
Which I don't want.
There's not a ton of fruit. Yeah, I kind
of
of want
everything to drink like whiskey.
Preserve the fruitiness.
I'm over it.
Rum
like, drinks like a whiskey.
I don't need everything
Brandy
to drink
drinks
like a whiskey.
I don't need this all. Tequila drinks like a whiskey. I don't need this.
Everything needs to drink like a fucking whiskey. I agree.
I'm okay. Like I like my brandies because they give me that grape, apple, pear.
Yeah.
You know, I like that fruit shit.
For sure. And when you want a brandy, that's what you want.
That's what I want.
That fruit shit.
That fruit shit.
You want that fruit shit.
That fruit shit.
The fruit shit. That fruit shit. I want that fruit.
Yeah, give me that fruit shit.
Give me that fruit.
The fuck?
No, it's good. It's good. It's just not giving brandy barrel finish. It's the only thing.
It's kind of giving like Cavassier. Remember we didn't like completely love the Cavassier?
Yeah.
It's giving kind of that. It's kind of giving that finish.
I was gonna say, but it happens at the end. You're right.
Oof. There is some orange there. More on the nose than on the palate, though.
I always forget sometimes to. That was contradictory. I always forget sometimes. Sometimes I forget.
Always, sometimes. Sometimes can happen. Always.
You get me. I love it. To coat the tip of my tongue. I have a whole nother experience on the tip of my tongue than I do on the sides and in the back. And so sometimes I'll bypass the tip and forget.
Yeah.
There are notes that sit right there. Like all that chocolate, I get it right there on the tip of my tongue.
That's what mine is too. My waxiness is in the back.
God, that's good. Heavy on the chocolate.
There's a lot of chocolate.
And it's right there. It's almost like a dark chocolate candy bar, but then it ends tasting like a hot chocolate powder. That is interesting.
It is.
That is very, 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 very interesting. Let me slide my water closer to myself. Let me get the hydration close.
Okay, listen to it. So you with it or not? Okay, Rihanna.
Always with it. Anything with Rihanna on it. Anything with Fenty on it. Take my money, sis.
Okay, so actually I was in a bar the other day and somebody was like, Rihanna said that like her next album or whatever is going to be like something she's never done.
Super different, yeah.
What has she not done? And
First of all, every album I feel like has been different from the previous.
Oh, always. And then also, I would say the only thing that she hasn't done is like an authentic Caribbean album.
I would love that.
A hard rock album.
I would be into that too.
I'm okay with her not doing any ballads. Like, I'm not a big Rihanna ballad fan. I don't think she really needs to do that.
Yeah, I liked the album she did where she had the ballads. What's up now? I forgot the name of it. Sorry, y'all. I just didn't even sing that well. It's got that joint with Future on it.
Okay.
I love that song. But that's where she has her, like, ballads and shit
Love and affection.
All that. All her love and affection-y shit. It was on that one.
LLVEE and affection. Oh, baby.
Yes.
I'm wondering what's on your mind.
Was that Rihanna or Barry White, bitch? Who was we channeling just now?
Okay, so I do like some of the slow songs.
She got some good ones. That album is where she has like ballads and I like.
That's real. But yes. I just want her to keep on the fashion. I haven't done my skin yet, but I'm about to get on my Savage Fenty skin when I get this money up.
I know, me too. I want to get into the skin and beauty lines. Well, but I already patronize Fenty Beauty. I just don't do a ton of makeup, so it's not like I have to do a ton of makeup shopping. My shit lasts me for at least 2-3 years.
That's real.
Before I gotta replenish.
I mean,
Especially the panty has extended all my shit. So
I'm definitely gonna. I need to like go sit in a Sephora or something.
Yes,
and just like tell them to do something for me.
I prefer Sephora's girls over like going into like a MAC or something like that, because MAC people just want to cake you up and shit.
I don't want to do
They're not really like trying to. Some of them, just depending on where you go, will make sure they're catering to your skin tone, do all the things, but not all of them.
Yeah.
My experience more often than not is the Sephora girls are better.
Okay, absolutely.
For sure.
But Rihanna gave us life
they helped
again.
Me pick my, yes.
Again.
With the
This
Savage by
show.
Fenty. Yeah, Savage by Fenty fashion show. Volume 3, honey. It was great.
It was amazing.
It was great. I loved Chloe singing in the beginning.
Yes.
I just want her voice in a bottle
That
so
was
I can
Chloe.
drink it.
I was confused on who that was.
Chloe.
Oh, wow.
I just wanted her fucking voice in a bottle so I can drink it.
Yeah,
I
she
love
fucked that
her
up.
voice so much.
It didn't look like her at all.
It was her.
Okay. Oh,
Let me
I
double
was
check. I think it was
literally like, it probably was. I didn't know who it was. I was like, wow, who is this?
Yeah, it was Chloe. Because she does that like opera-esque. Like she does that often.
Yeah.
So when I heard the singing, I was like, oh, let me find out my bitch Chloe. This is Joy.
Yeah, her and
And
Hallie
it
definitely
was
have
for
that like
sure.
theatrical trained voices.
Yeah, you could definitely tell they was basically coming out the womb doing this shit.
My favorite part was the Busta Rhymes medley that they did, where they just were going off, like the Passive Cavassier.
I thought we was gonna see Busta Rhymes come out in some Fenty. I'm not even gonna hold you.
Why didn't we?
I was waiting for Busta Rhymes to pop out in the Fenty.
He had on some red shorts and red pants, bitch. I like the progression of colors throughout the. I think they went from gray to black to red to blue.
I think so. Don't give me the lie.
Something like that.
There
was like animal print when Jasmine Sullivan
looked so
bitch.
good. She looked so good.
Jasmine Sullivan
you could tell she was so happy to have railing by her with them tall ass heels. I was like, oh bitch, I peep your moves. I definitely done the same thing in the club. I have definitely done the same thing in the club. I'm trying to be cute and dipping low, but I want to make sure I got something to hold me up. Bitch, you can tell. Because she was swinging that motherfucking hair back and forth. I was like, oh bitch, you trying to keep your footing.
Move, came and flipped her
and
hair,
grabbed that rail
like,
so gracefully. I was like, yes, find your footing, girl.
First off, I re-listened to Hotels recently. I was like, God damn. And then I re-listened to the album before that one. I can't remember the name. I was like, damn, I need to be listening to Jasmine Sullivan a lot more. Yeah. A lot more.
Yeah, she's great.
So, it was amazing.
She's definitely great. The shows just always make me so emotional because I just feel like it shouldn't be this. It should always be this easy to just represent the world as it is.
I agree.
It should never be this like moment to have to stop and be in awe of the fact that you see someone who's an amputee and has prosthetics, or you see someone who is of a bigger size or of a very like a significantly smaller size. Like it was literally across the entire spectrum. Yes. I love seeing thicker women dropping and doing fucking
all
splits
shapes
and just doing everything. Yes. And I just think every time there's this moment of like euphoria because it's like, yes, it should always be this effortless.
Fuck the pigment. Everyone should all the different pigments and everything. Yes,
every aspect of it. I love seeing the women and men who have like the vitiligo and just embracing all of that and still feeling sexy and giving that attitude and all of that. And just literally the floor just being laid out for everyone to feel their sexiest self.
Absolutely.
Should always be that fucking easy.
It's really not that hard.
And so like I go through
every time I go outside and pick people.
Every time you go outside and you fucking pick people. So every time I fucking watch a Fenty fashion show, it's like I go through that moment of euphoria, like, yes, this is the world. And then I go through that moment of like, why doesn't everybody represent the world like this? And then I go through that moment of like, people fucking suck. And then so it's like the happy tears kind of turn into like irritated. I hate the world. Irritated at the world tears, but then it comes back to the happy tears because it's like at least we have people who are such big influences in across multiple industries who don't give a fuck.
I literally just went Rihanna's a billionaire.
Who became a billionaire representing the actual word. Representing the actual world as it is.
Yeah.
and became a billionaire doing that shit. So it's like a reminder, like, bitch, you don't have to make other people feel excluded or feel like they don't count or feel like they don't matter or feel like it's not enough of them in order to be successful.
Whatsoever. You don't have to do that at all. Whatsoever.
Like, you can literally be a great person and a great business person at the same time.
I know what it really brought for me was, when is somebody really going to act real with me so that I can spend all my credits on them?
Ah, yes! First of all, it is definitely given, because I just saw Capri's new purchases, y'all.
Y'all are playing around. It is
definitely given. Niggas is tripping.
Niggas is tripping.
Niggas is slipping.
Men, women, I'm not finding nobody that's worth the time.
Niggas don't mean dudes. I just mean period.
None of y'all are like really trying.
Like, what's like, baby girl?
I mean, I'm not really out there. Like, I'm okay with working and sleeping, but like, it's just y'all just are not giving.
Right now you stacking. Right now you focused. Right now your energy is going into the things that are going to give you that energy back. But I am just ready for. We also have been talking about needing to go out and me be your wing woman. So we have talked about this intentionally going out. We haven't done it yet. She wants to be my wing woman. I don't really need a wing woman. So bad. I'm very forward with people. I know you are.
But you could be my wing woman
is not like, oh, I walk up to people for you or something like that. It's really just there being the support, helping discern, just helping to, weed through the mess.
We need an episode on wing people. That sounds like an amazing topic.
I like that. We do. I like that.
Just try to see if we get some of you all to chime in on what your best wing options are. Like,
first of all, I want to know about people's best or worst stories with having a wing person.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. So I'm gonna I always forget to put our email in the description. I'm gonna do it this time. Oh my god,
we definitely need to put our email.
So but I'm gonna say it also. So our email, I should just go ahead and put it across the bottom of the video. Our email, y'all, is soulpalatepod, POD, at gmail.com.
Yes.
That is soulpalatepod at gmail.com.
Yes.
Email us with questions. Email us with stories. Email us with spirit category requests. Any of that stuff. Even if there's like a specific brand or whatever, email us. But I definitely want to know some good stories about
good or bad.
Good or bad
about like
your experience having a wing person.
Yes.
Or being the wing person.
I'm a pretty awesome wing person.
I'm a great wing person.
Yeah, I mean, I have lots of guy friends who could probably tell you. Ooh, even girlfriends actually. Who could tell me that it was because of me. Actually, I had a couple come into the bar. I didn't even try to be wing people for them, and they were like, "Yeah, you got us fucked up at your bar one time, and we've been together since." I was like, 2 years ago.
I love that though. That is so great. Also, emails if you have any stories about either meeting someone at a bar and actually winding up dating them, or being that bartender that helped bring a couple together.
Oh my god, I love that.
I love that. I feel like we need a segment for like bar time stories.
This is so true. And what was so sad about it though was that I introduced myself to the guy because I knew Tara. Oh, sorry, I'm telling Tara I'm talking about you and your mans, but. I was like, hey, I'm Kapri. He was like, yeah, I'm... No, I can't remember his name, Kevin. I know what he looks like now. He's like, we've met many times. I was like... And he was like, yeah, we got drunk at your bar and we've been together ever since. I was like... She's like, are you telling them a story? It wasn't a full story, so now I got to get the full story about how this actually happened.
Yes, that is great.
But supposedly, I got them drunk.
I love it. Oh, yes. So we need wing people stories and we need good bar time stories. So,
are you a bar matchmaker?
I like that. Okay, so yes, cheers to you, Rihanna. Let's cheers to her with a third
sip.
Rihanna, because Rihanna is everything.
To just doing everything. Oh, and I was gonna say, like, I don't care if you never make music again. It's okay for me.
Yeah, I'm not going. I want to say that I don't care. Selfishly, I still want another album, but
I mean, I know
if you decided for the sake of your own happiness and peace and just enjoying your coin that you never want to make another album, I wouldn't be mad at you.
Literally, at this point, well, at least, cheers. At least we know.
Oh, wait, no, we gotta make that sound. Oh, wait, where's our ding? Oh, God, what's happening? Oh, what the fuck? That's
I think it's this glass.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we'll work it out at the end. It's the glass.
No,
we tried.
It's bad.
We tried it.
Maybe now, like, you making music won't be so much pressure because you have all the money you need. Well, I don't know if you have all the money you need, but you have a lot of money now.
Sure, you got all the money you want at this point.
Right. But so it's like, Now you can really make music without it being like, the labels need this and the labels need that.
At this point, is she even still with a label?
Does she have her own label?
I know she's... I don't know if she's ever not been with Roc Nation. I feel like that's who she's been with the whole time.
She's been with Roc Nation
and maybe they're just not putting the pressure on her to fulfill the full contract. Because, there's usually like a certain amount of albums you fulfill under your contract.
Juicy. I wonder what it's about. We need to figure out her label situation. Like,
yeah. Is she still with Roc Nation?
Yeah. And if she is, do they have stakes in her actual other businesses?
That's a great question. I doubt she's at a 360. Not becoming a billionaire. Unless she's just cranking out that much great product that...
I mean, I just still think it's weird that Jay, Kanye, and Rihanna all became billionaires in the same year.
Like, shit.
I think that's weird as fuck.
It's that Roc Nation.
I think it's weird as shit.
Jay-Z is the billionaire treat that bears the fruit.
That song came out how long ago? Let's see. How long ago was Run This Town? Definitions,
neck ass.
Was Kanye on that song? No. That was just what song were they all on together?
Have they all three been on a song together?
I thought so. Yeah.
Then maybe that is the one he's on then.
Jay-Z.
Run This Town.
Run This Town. Yep, they're all on the same. Yeah, that's
the one. Okay. I think that Roc Nation is the tree that is bearing the billionaire fruit.
I mean, yeah,
that's the common denominator. Because Kanye West is not creating billionaires through good music.
Absolutely not.
He's the only billionaire that has come out of good music so far. TT, unfortunately, she's not getting the support that she should be getting from good music, but she will reach her billionaire status doing other things.
Well, she's doing,
she's got her production company.
Oh, 2013. Wow.
Damn. That was only 8 years ago?
Okay.
Shit.
Ooh,
first of all, this
let's talk about
something, okay. Honey.
I can go into a conspiracy theory about the music industry for a very long time.
We're already going to be talking about the music industry, so you can give me a conspiracy theory. Okay. So right now we're on the Rolling Fork Barbados. So this is coming back out of Foursquare.
Wait, another Barbados?
13 year. Mm-hmm.
2 Barbados.
3 of the expressions are coming out of Barbados.
Okay.
2 of the ones on our right, you guys' left, and then 1 of the Lost Cask.
This is giving pineapple, banana.
It's definitely giving heavy tropical fruits for sure. So this one is another, like I said, Foursquare Rum, 13 year, 122 proof.
Guava? 100 and who?
22, girl.
Oh my gosh, y'all see me pass out.
122.2. First of all, I love all those 2s. It's my favorite number. It's 22.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. Master number.
Mama.
And it was my let me see that. And my lacrosse number.
22 or 2?
22.
More?
No, that's good. I like the number 2 period, but my favorite number is 22.
Okay.
That's right. I got it tatted on me. I just got it in Roman numerals.
Wow. Yeah. Tattoos are serious.
Flat out 22 just feel like it would look weird.
I need to send an email to that tattoo artist. Yo, we just saw her do this crazy ass apartment layout on someone's thigh. Yeah. Your thigh is not flat, and this fucking shit is straight as hell.
It is super precise.
Oh my gosh. Maybe we
that needle is thin as fuck. We are definitely looking for a tattoo artist to do our Soul Palate.
I think she should be the person. I just haven't inquired yet.
I think I might, because I know I'm going to do something distilled related on this side of my body.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do Soul Palate on this hand. I want hand tattoos. I know that. I know for sure I do.
Why hand tattoos?
Just love them. There's something that's so G about getting your hand tatted. A needle is not coming nowhere near my toes. My feet are not getting tattooed. Because watching my mother, when I was a little, I've been watching my mom get tattooed for as long as I can remember. Yeah. The only time I ever seen her like wince in pain, because she has a high tolerance for pain like me, was when she got her feet tatted, her foot tatted. I was like, oh fuck no, I'm not doing that. Just for my child, I was like, feet, no. I've done every other painful place apparently, because I've done my sides, I've done fingers, I've done hands, I've done damn near my clavicle and shit. Yeah. But something about the feet, I was like, I'm just not gonna go there. My feet are already sensitive. I'm sensitive in a pedicure. The last thing I need is a needle. So I've already gotten my hand tatted. I know what it feels like at this point. So I just think there's something so G about it. I love it. I love a good quality, detailed hand tattoo.
Love that.
I think it's great. So I definitely want to do that. And I'm going to get one half sleeve. I'm not going to do anything on this arm. But I'm going to get a half sleeve on this one.
Okay,
and
nice.
just work around my little bits and pieces that are already happening.
Yeah.
And just kind of work them in. But it's going to be bar related. Mm-hmm. My arm is so small that it's like...
It's a tiny arm.
Yeah. It's not a lot of surface area to work with. So it's just got to be very intentional for my arm and looking right. So I want to find an artist that I'm like going to be able to have a relationship with and like really work together on that, because I want it to be a custom piece and like
of course.
they're, you know, they be proud of what they've put together for it too. So that's definitely going to happen. Maybe once I finally get secure my equity and like make that next level up in my career. Yeah. Maybe my gift to myself will be getting that started. Either with the hand tat for Soul Palate, or with starting this side. Yeah. Because it's definitely going to be, I already know what I'm going to get on these two, but it's definitely starting the process to move upward.
Nice. Ooh.
Yes.
I have no tattoos. I don't know.
Sorry to my grandmother, because she's going to have a heart attack, but...
I mean, you already have some.
I was going to say, but I'm approaching like 30 tattoos as it is. So at this point, I might as well just make a sleeve of it.
Yeah, fuck that. Should be fine.
This smells amazing.
She will be okay. Coconut.
It's giving everything tropical. Literally. And that probably explains why I drank so much of it out of all these. I still get ripe tropical fruits on the palate too. And I get some caramel.
Lots of candied pineapple. Orange. Is that orange? Yeah.
It's like if I put the whole skin in my mouth though. Like, because it's not just the oil, the expression. Yeah. But it's not the flesh either. So it's just that whole peel.
My dad called me the other day and he was like, "Oh, sorry guys." He goes, "Hey, I'm about to take an edible and I'm about to watch a show.
Oh my god.
I'm starting episode 1." I was like, "Yeah." So shout out to my dad. When you watch this episode, I love you.
That's hilarious. She was watching our podcast. Yes. Ate an edible.
Yes. I'm about to take an edible. I was like on my way to work, so I was like,
your parents, because your mom always reposts her Soul Palate stuff, and I
like,
love it.
Legit, the hype is hype.
And my mom is always the first person to watch our YouTube joint.
Oh, shout out to her parents.
So she always calls me. It's like, it was a great episode.
Oh yeah,
thank you.
That's amazing.
So shout out to the parentals. We love you.
Legit, the support is so real, and it's so funny. We could talk about this another day about, did our parents see us here?
Oh Lord, that's a good one.
Yeah, because
that is a good
one. I would love to talk about how. I'll probably talk to our parents. I'm gonna talk to my mom and dad first, and then
that's a good one. Let's do some parental recon, and then come back for that. I like that
recon.
I love it. Shout out to parents. My mother just took me to see Erykah Badu for the first time ever, and it was so great. Erykah Badu is just a spiritual experience.
How much were those tickets? Because I talked to Princess, I was like, I want to go. She told me they were $200.
Bitch, well, wherever we were sitting, my mother spent like I think almost a rack on them. No, I think they were like $500
a piece.
Now that she ain't specified. Okay. Because I think
I
don't think she intended to tell me the price at all.
Somehow Princess still ended up there. Didn't tell me she was going. So.
Oh, for real?
Princess, I'm coming for you.
Yeah, I went on Sunday. Where we said, it was. Oh, for real? There was so many, I'm sure there was so many people in there that I knew. Yeah. Because one of Rob's cousins was in there and saw me and my mother. Oh, what? Yes. It didn't say nothing, but I don't know where or when they saw us. So. But, there was a lot. That motherfucker was packed. Yeah. Okay. The black people was out. Okay. Black people was stepping out for Erykah Badu,
honey. It's the coin for me.
Child. It was great. And it was only her. It was no people. It was no, like, opening acts or anything like that. Like, it was just her the whole 2 hours. So that was great. And it was just very otherworldly, it was just very Erykah. It was great.
I love that.
It was so good. Me and my mother both needed that. It was great.
That was so tasty. Lots of tropical fruits.
Yeah, that was good. Okay, so we talked about what we are with, what we are not with. Well, what Kapri is particularly not with right now.
Espresso martinis. What y'all need? Y'all need coffee this bad.
Nigga, if you need coffee this bad.
Like,
sip a cold brew.
Like, people are just calling espresso martinis now. Like, where did we even get to needing. Do you make?
I blame
espresso
reality
martinis?
TV.
Really?
Absolutely.
Why?
There's an uptick right now, and I don't know if the uptick is because a lot of people's international travels are being televised.
Yeah.
And there a lot of people, especially people who have spent time in Europe and like different European countries, stuff like that, where espresso martinis are still very much enjoyed on a regular basis. Like, I know if you watch at least 2 shows on Bravo on a regular basis, you see somebody calling out an espresso martini often.
Wow.
I watch Below Deck and Below Deck Med, and a lot of the times when the yachties, the crew who work on the yachts and stuff, when they have their nights off or whatever, and they get to go out and do all that, always ordering a round of espresso martinis. That's the first thing they order.
So I blame you, media. Stop
the media.
it.
It's
tell them
it's
they want
people
Tom
on
Collins's,
TV ordering it. So
old
now
fashions.
it's becoming this call drink now.
What?
Everyone is like, they just want to feel more European. They want to feel more traveled and worldly.
That is so insane.
And so they're ordering espresso martinis. Either that or y'all just really need some sort of pick-me-up but don't want to opt for just a cute little espresso. If I want a little pick-me-up in the night, I want an espresso, not
Absolutely.
an espresso martini.
No, I don't want a whole martini.
I particularly don't want coffee and vodka.
No.
Like, that's never been a thing for me.
I'm just so confused by it. And just like nostalgic bad drinks. Like, just let's get out the lemon drop phase.
Let's get out of the teenies because I fucking hate them.
Someone asked me for a cucumber martini, and I was like, you
want vodka with muddled cucumber and what?
You want cucumber bitters in this vermouth and vodka?
Is that what you want?
Is that what you want?
And of course that's not what they want.
No, of course
they
not.
want some sweet muddled thing that they had.
They want citrus.
And they want citrus. That's
they
not a martini, guys. That's a sour.
Yes.
I hate to disappoint you.
Right.
But what you're asking for, like when I was at fucking STK, it's fucking lychee martini. It's a fucking lychee sour. It is not a martini just because it's in a martini glass. It's not. It's just because it's vodka and it's in a martini glass does not make it a teeny. So let's just make it clear.
I'm sorry. It's
across the board. If citrus is involved, if a sweetener is involved that is not like a fortified wine, it's a sour.
Yeah, that's it.
It is not a teeny.
No.
Okay? That's not how that works.
Like, at all.
Please stop letting these trends and all of this just wanting to market to you people on a menu. It's working against y'all because it's actually hindering your education on what you're ordering. So we are here to bring you back to
cucumber
what is
martinis
what is
are
true.
not a real thing.
Cucumber martinis are not a thing. Neither are lychee martinis. Neither are. I mean, lemon drop is a lemon drop. It's not considered a martini. So that's what it is. But yeah, no, it's a no.
No, raspberry martini.
It's a no. Raspberry martini.
I don't know what that is.
Raspberry. What is a raspberry martini?
I'm just gonna take over a whole family of cocktails
and just throw fucking fruit, citrus, and shit in it and call it a
family of cocktails. It's just mixing it all up.
Like, and just for the sake of consumers, beverage program directors and the like, stop throwing it in a martini glass.
Just stop doing it.
And just fucking do us a favor.
Please.
And fucking call it what it is. Put it in a coupe and call it a sour. Just don't call it a martini. You're doing the entire industry a disservice.
Like, how did we get here? Confused.
Get here.
I'm out of it.
How did we get here?
So y'all, the news lately has been just kind of insane.
It's a shit show.
I mean, news is always a shit show. But for the black community, R. Kelly has finally been sentenced as guilty.
First of all, I didn't realize the trials were happening because I'm so far removed from the R. Kelly shenanigans.
Agreed.
Because there's just so much on both sides that just makes it all exhausting
Exactly.
in the middle.
Exactly.
So I just removed myself from even keeping up with it. I did not know the trial was happening.
Me neither, actually.
And so when the verdict, I saw the verdict pop up on the Shade Room. I think so.
Because then, like, back in the day,
he had a trial and was found not guilty.
Right.
And so this was based on new evidence. And based on, obviously, the show that came out with all these people talking and coming out with their stories and stuff like that. So, So yeah, I didn't even know this whole traveling thing was happening.
He's going to prison. Period. For how long? We don't know yet, but right now it says he can go minimum 10, full life. But he's also being made an example of as a black man. It's always a black man that's getting made an example of. Does he deserve to go to prison? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Are white people still not being held accountable? Absolutely.
For doing the same shit, if not worse.
Same shit.
You know
if we're gonna go for them all. Like, that's all I'm asking.
And the thing about it is, and this kind of is where it speaks to a black versus white experience, just for 2 seconds. You know, have you ever noticed what's happened with when things happen to black people? Like, for instance, just to keep it within a comparable range, like an R. Kelly versus like a Jeffrey Epstein, right? Mm-hmm. 9 times out of 10, like a Jeffrey Epstein or someone like that, they're gonna off themselves before they ever have to deal with the consequences of what they've put people through.
This is so true.
And then we have managed to remain alive and face and deal with all of these things, whether it's something we actually did or not. Because the exonerated 5, they were accused of raping a person or something like that. Like,
at fucking like 14,
and dealt with that. Yeah. Dealt with being held in Rikers.
I want to say forced to face
they were forced
their
to,
time,
but they could have also chosen to hang themselves in their fucking cell. That's what they wanted to do. They didn't. I'm sure there was a point in time where they did not see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Did you watch that show?
No, absolutely not.
Oh my god.
I don't have the threshold for it right now.
Cried so hard
I was going to say I don't have the threshold for it right now. Like,
ooh, I never cried so hard in my life. Oh my god.
I have to be in like such a happy place to be able to deal with that level of like
my life force
empathy and all that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not ready to do all that, and I know it's going to do that to me. So that's why I haven't. Not because I don't want to support it, but because I just can't yet.
Yeah,
it's too. I know what's going to be too much for me. So I'm waiting for when I feel like I can handle it. Yeah. I know I'm going to cry either way, but it's not even the crying part is the issue for me. It's the aftermath of what I'm gonna feel knowing that this still happens to people. Because if it was like, oh, this is what has happened, like where we are now is not really all that much better. No. So I'm not really prepared for that. Yeah. So that's the only reason. But
you are correct. They literally just go. They go. They do not face it. They don't face it throughout their lives. They don't face it in
Wall Street. You crash the fucking market and you lose millions of people's money, people's savings, people's livelihoods, what they were planning to pass out to their kids, what they were planning to retire on. You do some shit like that and then you decide to go off yourself in front of a fucking subway train. Like, just shit like that constantly happens, and the common denominator is the fact that it's at the hands of a cis white male.
Yes.
And then on the flip side of that, the black experience is usually this elongated, drawn out, like suffering.
Yes.
And just the fingers being pointed at us and the fucking example being made of us of what not to do. Yeah. And what not to be and all of this. And it's constantly reminded and regurgitated and all of this shit. And the actions of one has become the fucking image of the entire of a race in its entirety. Of a people in its entirety. Or of a segment, a group of men maybe in their entirety. Like, always. Like, it's just every time.
Every time.
And rarely, not as often do you hear of like a black man committing suicide because he was sentenced to prison for something that he did.
And if you hear a black person committing suicide, especially in jail, it usually has bad tampered with evidence.
And I was going to say, usually it wasn't fucking suicide.
Yeah. So
quiet as it's not kept.
Period. So it's it's R. Kelly deserves to go to prison 100%. He was in a, like I was talking about earlier, the music industry, especially when you're at a certain point of popularity and bringing in this amount of money, tells you yes. They tell you yes. What they don't tell black people is that you could be the fall guy for this image of anything, right? For like sexual abuse, different things like that. You could be the fall guy. Do those fall people still need to go? Yes, but for me, it's just like there are so many more. And if we're gonna really fucking do it, let's fucking do it. And then like even like for me though, and what was kind of like I've been kind of reflecting on is like, when do we see the justice in the industry?
And which industry are we talking about?
I'm talking right. Well, which, but like when I'm talking about the beverage industry, the amount of people that come out. I mean, recently at Tiki by the Sea, someone on the bus was talking about how he was sexually harmed by somebody that we all know, and he didn't say the name, but he was like, it was a famous person that you all know, and I was sexually harmed. But he wasn't able to work because this person threatened to ruin their careers and do this. So we do not get that justice at all in our industry because so many people are so worried about their fucking clout, keeping their famous friend famous, that keeps them knowing who they're knowing. And we're not even really famous, y'all.
To stay famous adjacent.
Like, we fucking bartend, bruh. Like, we're not even fucking...
Here's the thing about life in a social media driven society, though. Everybody can turn themselves into a celebrity with the right amount of followers.
Yeah, but I mean, like...
It's this follower-driven,
I'm
like,
also thinking about
how many people know who you are.
Social media, but, like, it's definitely how many people who know who you are. But before social media, these people that were known before social media, you know what I'm saying, that are just, like...
Yeah, they're not even celebrities. I don't consider...
That's what I'm saying.
I don't consider that to be celebrity.
Bar celebrities or whatever they call them.
There's all these fucking categories. Categories of fame.
Startenders.
Startend these nuts. I think that's the dumbest phrase.
No, I'm just saying. But like, it's just getting to the point for me where it's like, I'm just so tired of...
I wish I could turn that into like a
like I'm tired of us not believing people and the victims in our industry because these women, these men are just going straight into depression and completely lost. And no one's there to pick them up. No light is being given to them. And yet they can look up on their phones at any given time and see this motherfucker that has harmed them in their motherfucking face at all the time.
Yeah. On
articles, in podcasts, on TV. And we're just not fucking getting that shit in the hospitality industry. Like, chefs still fucking opening new fucking restaurants.
You know what I was about to say? It's also because there's not a big spotlight shined on the food and beverage industry like that. Not by the world at large. Like, there's the food and beverage world that exists, and the enthusiasts that are on the like immediate perimeter of it, who have knowledge because of who they connect with, and and then there's people who are actually within it who experience the things and hear about the things and stuff like that. But in terms of like an actual world view of what happens inside of the food and beverage industry, it's not the same as if we're looking at like the movie industry or the music industry or something like that, where everybody's eyes, press, readers, listeners, the like, are all looking and analyzing and peering in and giving opinions on all the same things. That same spotlight is not put on the food and beverage industry, so it's not scrutinized the same way. And so there is no like the world is not holding like a fucking, this is just a name, not because he's done anything that I've ever heard of, like a Jose Andres, right? Like, if he were to do something tomorrow within this industry that hurt somebody or harm somebody or whatever, the world at large is probably not going to hear about it right away. And if they did, it's only because eventually this would have had to build up to such an extent because whoever
if they did, it's because all of us were talking about it for a long ass time, and then it made it to the Washington
Post. It would have had to have been a build up to it. It's not like something that immediately would have gotten any light. So by the time of that build up, that whole person who was harmed, their whole career could be in shambles.
Yeah.
Just because they were willing to say something about it, or just because they were too afraid to say something about it and maybe remove themselves.
Yes.
Like, it could be anything. But yeah, it's just not, it's not the same platform.
It's so crazy you say that because I was literally talking to someone and she was like, I have worked in many different types of industries, and the food and beverage is one where all the isms and all of the harmful things that people are trying to do quietly do not happen quietly at all in our industry. It's just that people just don't
and it's such
fucking say anything.
It's such a, yeah, and I don't know if that's just because this industry it's kind of already started as this very like kind of untamed culture.
Well, we started, if we talk about the industry and who was cooking, who was making drinks and different things like that, were fucking slaves.
Yeah.
So if you think
There's
about
already a culture of
power dynamics of like where you are, right? I need to look into why being a chef turned into the crazy egotistical,
why it became this big exclusive, such an exclusive
man thing.
Yeah.
Like, I definitely need to look into that. But, like, if you just think about, like, power structures from the beginning to now, you know, and being able to, like, ruin people's lives.
We gotta get into that because you know what? You bring up a good point. At what point, right? Because the cooking already started with women. We know that. Black women. We know that.
Yes.
And then when it came time to actually, by the time alcohol and distilling and all that existed, obviously, black people. Yes. And then when it came to bartending, that was strictly black men.
Yes.
And so at what point did, because like being a chef transition from being a black woman or a woman period, because in traditional households, women were the ones cooking and had the cooking knowledge and all of that. When did it transition to being this coveted position primarily held by, starting with white men, but then becoming this position held primarily by men?
Yeah.
Like,
where is the transition?
Where did the transition happen? We need a historian on the show to kind of help give us some perspective on that. Yeah, I
Crystal
like
Mack.
that.
Crystal Mack might know too.
Okay, yeah, we gotta look into that because that's a good point.
If you know,
where did the transition happen? I would love to know, because it definitely started as black women were just responsible for cooking and making everything, and then took them recipes, and they have just snowballed into
$30 a plate for 4 bites.
And a fucking side of leaf.
And that's tea.
And that's your fucking roughage. Your side of parsley.
Bitch. I'm over it. I'm over it.
It's just, oh God. Okay. Oh Lord. Now we went on a whole tangent and it left R. Kelly completely.
Well, I'm happy R. Kelly's in jail. I'm sorry.
Yes, I'm happy he's in jail. I'm so sad that he's being made an example of in such a hypocritical way.
Such a hypocritical way.
But I am happy that he is at least paying for all the trauma he has caused people over all the decades, particularly black women. So,
you know what? Just to get into this, and I know this people hate when I do this, but black community, we have got to stop acting like we don't believe these people that are harmed. We cannot just keep saying, well, it's alleged. It's alleged right now. It's alleged right now.
Just because you want this nigga's music to stay alive. Like, it's not even like...
it's alleged right now.
Don't send me on a tangent about that shit.
And then when it gets guilty, y'all look really surprised as hell. I'm always so confused by that.
Like, oh, damn, he really did piss on that girl in that video with his dick.
That I saw.
With her face. That I saw. Oh, that really was him. That was his braids in that video. Please that we know he released.
Stop doing
all
that.
Those years. Come on, y'all.
They're fake. They only came out for the money.
It's the convenient for ignorance for me.
Why is it? I want you to ask yourself, why do you think it is that the media allows us to talk about black women being the only ones going after money, that when white women come forward, and I'm just going to leave it there. Because when white women come forward, or when white women are missing, or when white women are in some kind of distress, do you not think about how it has been fucking down? You've been brain fucking washed to think that your women don't deserve the same listening ears, the same watchful eyes. So number 4, because
and that's that on that bitch.
I cannot.
Clearly, we were on the same page.
I cannot. Girl. Black women need to be believed too.
Always.
But they gotta be gold diggers.
Always.
Okay.
When it comes to black women, while I understand that in every group of people,
there's people lying.
There's a scammy, sammy, and all of them. There's always gonna be that person that cries wolf. But for sure. But because so much more often than not, there are people out here really telling the truth and not being believed, I'm always going to believe first.
I'll believe it first.
So for me,
and then
if a black woman said you did some shit, You guilty to proven innocent for me.
For me.
For me.
That's me too. I'm sorry.
Period.
I'm sorry.
Prove your innocence, please.
I-E-T-I and motherfucking Tiny.
Now, on that one, I believe there's some scamming afoot. I really do.
There is scamming
I genuinely
afoot, but
do.
I also
do I
do
believe
believe
the
that
entire
T.I. is
thing
crazy
is
as hell.
untrue. I don't believe the entire thing is untrue. Do I believe it's possible?
I was in a clubhouse situation for 4 hours listening to people come forward about how in Atlanta it's known not to go home with them.
Interesting.
So, for me, it's just, they know what it is.
Clubhouse has been on fire recently. It has brought me back.
That shit was not, that whole Clubhouse conversation was so crazy because literally people just being like, this shit is not new. It's not new for us. Y'all motherfuckers know what it is. But then it's like, also like, I can go into this all day because I've done it. The victim blaming. When you went to that house, you knew what was going to happen to you. Did I know what was going to happen to me?
Did I know that going into that house that I was going to get roofied? No, I did not. No, I did not.
Are there people down for the life? Yes. Can you just ask? No. Can you just ask?
Facts.
I can
You don't have to alter somebody's state to get them to do some shit. If you just opt for honesty first. And the motherfuckers who are not into that shit, send them home. You could be honest and say, you're not the type we trying to party with. And send them home. What's the worst they gonna say? I wasn't down to have a threesome with T.I. and Tiny, so they sent me home. I mean, okay, great. The fuck?
There's so many people that want to.
I'm not gonna subscribe to the narrative being framed around them that they're out here being predators, though. I really want to see some concrete stuff for that. Do I believe it's possible T.I. put a gun to that bitch Sabrina's head? I wouldn't put it past him. I wouldn't put it past him to be pissed enough to threaten some shit like that. He comes from the trap. Like, that's some shit that happens.
That's his life.
In the fuck, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I definitely think there are people on the run from him. I definitely think that there are people that have been kidnapped by him because of this type of shit. Because T.I. has a certain image.
I don't think that it's
the world that has to be protected.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's why the fucking music industry can kiss my ass.
I definitely think there was a reason that he had a fucking mini military's worth of artillery in his household. Like, clearly there's a certain type of lifestyle that he's lived. And so certain things she was saying, I don't necessarily think she's lying, but I do think that she feels or felt that her word alone wasn't going to be enough. And so I do think that she just casted a wide net of anybody who was willing to say some shit.
Yeah, and a lot of them
I definitely believe that.
And I definitely on some NDAs that they weren't supposed to.
Exactly. And I definitely think that damn.
So
damn.
Yeah. When I say this fucking clubhouse, that was a lot for me. That was a lot for me.
Wild. Damn, I wish I was in on that room.
I was like, okay.
I was popping in on the Karen Civil shit.
Yeah.
That was going around on Clubhouse.
That shit was crazy. I just like, at the end of the day, let's pass the scam part. Like, let's get if it gets to a scam, it gets to a scam. But
let's really filter it down to what's true.
I mean,
because that's what I'm curious to find out.
But we will never filter down to that. That's my thing. And if we continue to allow us thinking about just the scamming part, we will never be able to filter down to
That's true. But it's such a hard, because it's so much, potentially so many on both sides of it, whereas the people who may be lying and the people who may be telling the truth. And it's like, if nobody has concrete evidence in either direction, how the fuck do you know what to like? Because you can't, like, let's say this happened with 2 women. Still 2 women too many, right? But that makes a difference to me whether it was 2 versus 22. Like, if y'all are just padding it with a bunch of people who are willing to perjure themselves, or willing to exaggerate, or willing to turn what was really just an experience that they regret into something where they're now a victim and have been harmed, that's where it bothers me. And because it's like, I want to believe victims for sure, because I don't want to re-traumatize anybody. But I also don't want to then turn the accused into victims because so many people are willing to lie to further validify. That's a word. To give more validity to someone who is telling the truth. That's where the waters get muddy for me. So it's like, people just stop scamming, stop lying and crying wolf. Because victims deserve to be believed. But strictly those victims who have actually been victimized and harmed in some way. Not
but
all the
ones
randoms.
that were scamming were people by Tiny and T.I. Yeah.
Now speaking more generally and less on them specifically when it comes to
the people that were
my general point was more general, but
in stories were people that were close to Tiny and T.I. So I mean, sure, that's just. But yes, in general, yes. Please just stop so people can be learned. But like y'all won't. So like, here we are having to deal with our own like, who do you believe, who do you not type of shit. And you just constantly go in a fucking cycle.
And it's like you can't trust everybody's instinct. Not everybody's gut is reliable. No, shit. I mean, I can trust my own, but it's like
that whole
my gut versus Susie down the street, who may be a little less in tune with self, can't go off her gut.
Yeah, I just know that I've stopped listening to their music, period. Like, that's just not me.
I'm not a big T.I. listener, period. I have my T.I. joints now. Yeah. I got to bring them out. You know, I got my joints, but they're all like super old. So anything new, I haven't really
his new shit slap.
For real.
It does.
I believe it, too. I believe it.
I don't listen to it anymore.
Because he's a quality artist.
Yeah.
He really is. But I haven't tapped into the new stuff. If I hear something play, I don't turn it off like I will an R. Kelly joint. But I'm not also necessarily pulling it up to play either.
Yeah.
So I haven't removed him from my Apple.
Yeah. He's gone. R. Kelly's been gone.
He's not. R. Kelly's been gone for me.
I haven't pulled up Michael Jackson either.
Oh, I have. Michael Jackson not going nowhere for me. Sorry, y'all.
I know.
I don't know if he was really twiddling it.
I'm not turning his
If he was twiddling in with them kids, I don't know.
Oh, you haven't watched it?
I watched it, but certain brands of people I just don't trust what they gotta say. And that's what a scam is. A lot of scammies are willing to get on camera. Now, do I believe he has inappropriate relationships with children? Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That shit happened, you guys. It happened, and this
is where I struggle with the inner hypocrite in me.
It happened.
And I'm willing to own it, y'all.
I'm not skipping Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson is a legend.
I'm not skipping Michael Jackson. And that's where it's like some people really feel that strongly about R. Kelly and what his music meant to them in their lives.
Yeah.
But me, seems like you're right. Ain't nothing but
I mean, there's so many Michael Jackson songs. He was probably singing to a child.
Oh, listen, it's the content for me with R. Kelly. I cannot listen to your content and not picture you sitting there singing and gyrating this shit over a 15-year-old.
He just made Neverland for himself. Did he? Secret rooms and locks.
So it's the content for me. The only song that I might not turn off because it has sentimental value for me is I Believe I Can Fly.
We all
that
sang
was
it.
my kindergarten graduation song, and we had a whole choreographed jump to it.
When did the song come out that all of our fucking kindergarten?
Bitch, don't know. What? Because I was definitely 5, and we was definitely out here doing all of this at the graduation. Fluttering and all that, and I remember the dress I had on. It was this beautiful floral dress with a bow. I remember the entire experience. So no, I'm not skipping that one. But that's the only R. Kelly song that would not get skipped.
I'm sorry, Ignition is still my shit.
It still gets stuck in my head, but I don't turn it on.
I'm fresh out the kitchen.
I might sing a little
Roll
something.
on, body. Every minute, listen. Sick and I'm cooking run. I'm like, so what? I'm drunk. It's a freaking weekend. Baby, I'm about to have me some fun.
At least that one we can argue that he was looking at an adult when he was singing it.
We don't know.
He was sipping on coke. I hope he was in the club. I really hope.
With underage women.
Shit. Because that happens. You're right. I was underage.
And supposedly underage men.
I was definitely over it. I don't believe that one. I don't believe that.
I was confused.
I don't even believe it. I don't believe it. Nope. That's when they taking it too fucking far with that man. Leave that man fucking alone. He was twiddling little girls and that's wrong. But don't add the boys. Don't add the boys. No. I'm not doing that. You couldn't even reveal no faces or names or none of that. No. I'm not buying hypothetical boy shit. And you know what I don't like? Just to take it right back to the verdict real quick. I don't know about the human trafficking.
That's what was confusing.
That's why I
to
was
me,
like, why
too.
are we just adding shit on now?
I was like, when did it become
If
sex
you want to
trafficking?
say
But
harboring something, harboring
but
something, or
this might make sense only because if we watch the show, they were talking about the one head mistress bitch who went out and caught bitches,
who was actually like, you know, grooming and reeling these girls in, and
I think that turns itself into sex trafficking.
Maybe, yeah. Okay.
That's the only
if
thing.
If we're going by like technical definitions, maybe because there
I don't think he was giving.
Like sending these girls off to some, you know.
And if he was, then every other man that put a dick in them little girl needs to fucking go to jail.
And we need to see that needs to be just as public of a spectacle as the R. Kelly shit.
This is what I'm saying. So
it needs to be as public of a spectacle.
If we're coming for one, we need to come for them all, for real and seriously. Let's stop paying off lawyers. Let's stop paying off jewelry or whatever the fuck. I know. I told you I go do conspiracy. I don't give a fuck. I think these things are really happening.
I believe that shit happens. What do you mean?
Like, let's stop fucking.
I don't think that's so much a conspiracy thing. I really don't think so.
Let's just stop accepting the money, bitches, and then do your fucking job.
It's all an ecosystem that's continuing to be fed by people who stay complicit. And that's where it's like, it's a humanity issue. It all comes back to a humanity issue.
And humans, honestly, are not great.
Clearly.
And it's hard.
If I could survive out there, I would be out there living with the wild.
We're trying to be better.
Yes.
Because let's really
there is a collective consciousness that is trying to dominate. I'll say that. But right now there is still such a great amount of people.
Let's look at Game of Thrones.
Who are very self-serving.
Let's think about how people ruled countries. This shit ain't new. This shit is not new. So us trying to break it is new. Us trying to break it is the new thing.
The thing about it is, it's like this weird hybrid cross between like animal instinct and then like human evolution. Like, so it's like we have the ability to rationalize and think and contemplate and like do all this extra shit where we, you know, like if you have it, like for instance, if I'm so pissed off about something, my first instinct might be to grab my motherfucking bat, which I do keep one, grab my motherfucking bat and run that motherfucker across somebody's head. Until the white meat, until I see the motherfucking white meat. That could be my instinct.
Yeah.
But because I have rationality on my side and the ability to stop and think before I act on that instinct that I feel based on whatever emotion I'm in.
Yeah.
That is what's supposed to separate us. What do they call it? Separating. What's what separates us from the apes? Is the saying. That's the saying. Even though apes have a ton of emotional intelligence, so don't get them fucked up.
And I was
but whatever.
there are so many more animals that probably have higher morals than we do. So
first of all, the fact that motherfuckers even think that morals, talk down on like the behaviors. Monkeys or whatever, like they don't have a ton of intelligence. But that's neither here nor there. But the thing that's supposed to separate us from wilder animals who are solely instinct based, like. That's where the issue rises, because it's like we all have an immediate reactionary instinct to do some violent shit or something to somebody as a reaction to what we feel was done to us. But people actually acting on those instincts is where it's fucked up, because you have the ability to go through a thought process and make a different choice.
Yeah.
Nobody's obligated to go out here and kill, steal, rape, pillage, and do all that shit. You're doing that shit because you want to and because you feel entitled to do so. Because you feel like you're the superior species, or...
And you're giving into that human that desire.
Yeah. It's that human desire of like, once you have more, you want more. And once you see more, you want more. Like, it's that greed of like, what I have and what Earth has provided for me is not, it will never satisfy. Which is why we fucking over fucking oiled and we've depleted the fucking Earth of its resources so fucking much out of just basic greed, which money is man-made. And we're sitting here fucking ripping fucking natural resources from the earth for something that was man-made.
Craziness.
Like, fucking money is made with fucking like cotton or some shit. Like, it's like,
That's why it needs to go. That's why we all gotta go.
Start over, Lord. Natural resource. You're pulling natural resources to use this fucking.
Get us out of here.
This fucking man-made resource
get us out of
to
here.
acquire more natural resources to then turn around and create more man-made stuff. Like, this doesn't baffle anyone. I mean, I know it baffles people.
There's so many.
That's why there are organizations dedicated to trying to reverse this shit. But it's like the fact that this smaller segment of people that just control the vast amount of wealth managed to just control the entire thing.
I'm just like, how did we get here?
Like the fact that it's like 6 people that control
how did we
all
get
of
here?
television.
How did we get here?
Bitch.
They couldn't have manipulated harder in my life. Like, how did you... Okay. You're just here. All right. Them motherfuckers are scary. And I think if I
very scary.
If I
it's very
get
scary.
anywhere near you, close to you, I will probably slit your throat.
Ooh, let me get a couple degrees
I don't
separated.
really have that in me, but I think if I found someone that was just in that much power, that I feel like I would have to kill them.
And who was just so pleasant, who was so pleasantly far removed from just the reality of what the majority of people go through. Honestly, I feel like they're all so old and gonna die handed on to their...
They should all die.
Yeah.
I think real revolution should really happen in this country. We've never had one.
It needs to happen like Haiti style.
Yeah,
like,
we've never had one.
Not
just a flip of regime.
Not with people of color at the helm. It was all white people doing the pillaging and flipping and doing all that.
I don't call that revolution at all.
That's what the history books consider a revolution. getting the British out. Like getting what was considered the revolution was getting the Europeans out. So that America could act as the Europeans do, but on Native American soil.
I'm so over y'all.
So it's just all fucked up, child. The world is fucked, honey. But as long as we have something to do with it, we will contribute to reversing it and re-steering it in a better direction.
I'm trying to do my best.
Not trying, you are doing.
I am doing my best.
You are doing what is within your scope of control.
Exactly.
That is what we are all doing. And that's all we can do.
And it makes my head just so befuddled.
Girl, yes. That's why I've been just resorting to silence on the weekends.
Bamboozled.
Just gonna be fucking
Every
quiet.
year that I'm older, these motherfuckers getting on my nerves.
Chill.
Just the mainstream of things.
One thing I love is that with every younger generation, there is a larger pool of people who are completely flabbergasted by the way the generation before did it and want to make it better. And so I just gotta keep putting faith in like my brother's generation and my kids and like
wow. That's
what they're going to be able to do.
I can't have kids.
I'm definitely about to put me a little future billionaire out here. Please be a billionaire and invest millions of dollars in fixing the earth.
Sorry, future could have been child. I don't trust the world.
But we got to put people in this world that we can trust.
I don't believe that. I could try to
I definitely
believe in everybody else that can do that. I think we're just on a
basically that's a
downward spiral at this point, especially with the media being the media.
With the media being controlled by the same 6 motherfuckers. Like, everything is under, like, Warner and Viacom and, like, whatever Disney. The other fucking Disney. Literally, like...
I think Disney owns it all, but...
Has acquired all the shits. I mean, they just... Talk about a wide umbrella, honey.
Jesus.
My God.
Disney has ESPN.
Bitch, yes.
Why? For what?
Because they got the bread to do it. They got the bread to own it. They got the bread to control it.
Walmart probably owns a fuck TV. Who knows?
Like, I didn't realize until like a couple years ago that VH1, MTV, like all the Paramount, like all this stuff is under the same thing, Viacom. So I was like, oh, okay. So, all right. And then there's like what, Universal or NBC Universal or whatever, where you got the Bravos and the ETVs and all of that. Like,
we shouldn't, like, they shouldn't even be walking this earth, I feel like.
Yeah.
That's probably why they're trying to get out of
it. The thing about it is, it's like...
They're trying to get in space.
My thing is, make all the money you can make. We live in America. The reality of it is, this country was not built on, because Native Americans had no problem building what they needed to sustain here and be here and do that. But what America is, what America was built on was capitalism. And so, okay, fine, it's been so ingrained and so embedded and just so interweaved through how this nation moves that, like, all right, can't be mad at a person for capitalizing on an opportunity. It's just what you do with that. What you do with those billions. If all you're doing is circumventing it through your same little tiny fucking group, your little tiny fucking family, like, it goes beyond creating generational wealth at that point. You're just fucking greedy. And then you're using your resources to try to secure another planet for your family to land on after you have stripped this current one of everything that it's got. Not invest back into it so that you can continue to have a mutually symbiotic relationship with the planet that we occupy. No, I'm just going to pull what I can, make what I can, build a motherfucking fireproof, waterproof, gravity-proof rocket ship to take me to the next planet after we figured out how we can inhabit that. Once we figured out how to manage all of the gases that exist that will kill us once we get on it, and manage to get some semblance of oxygen or figure out how to live in a suit that allows us to roam this planet, or to figure out how to build a fucking pod that we can take our suits off in, that we can still live. Like, people are really trying to figure this weird shit out, which is so complicated compared to just, let me invest in putting back what I've taken where I am. And not only will that benefit me and mine, but that will benefit people and animals and plants and just the planet as a whole. Wow. Wow.
No, we need iRobot.
We need iRobot, apparently. I just don't. It's baffling, y'all.
Number 4.
I'm baffled. And on that note, number 4. Because
Lord, we just went off on y'all. But
we did. So like, it's so real, though. And it's just so
saddening.
Why
you will never see
and
any
it's
babies.
So incomprehensible for me.
I never want my babies to go through the enlightening of what adulthood and what people actually are.
I need them to, so they can be a part of that change. My baby's gonna be some millionaires. I already know that. Because I'm driving myself crazy now so that they can be.
I just don't think that, like, this, you have to balance good and bad, but to get further up, you have to balance more bad than good. And I hate that. I don't want to put that on
The thing
anyone.
is, you don't have to, which is what people like Rihanna and Jay-Z have proven. Can't speak for Kanye, because I don't know what the fuck he's putting back into the world, but he's endorsing Donald Trump of all people, so I feel like he's already just crossed over to a very dark, dark place. So, I don't know. But I feel like that's where something as simple as just an inclusive fashion show, it brings me back to the bigger picture of, like, there are genuinely good people who can also just have a bunch of fucking money and just put it back into empowering more good people.
Yeah.
Which is where the optimist in me tries to just stay focused there. Like, whereas there are these people who are just tearing and taking away from the world, there are also people who have managed to make their millions and are just really trying to help make the world a better place again. Because they want to leave something to their fucking family that doesn't require them to try to figure out how to build a ship to get them somewhere else. Or to figure out how to fucking build a bunker that'll survive the fucking apocalypse. Like, just wild shit.
Yeah.
There can be good people who do good things and also get really painfully rich. But I will say, not to advocate for the devils, because they don't need any advocates, but just to some perspective that I have is that there are also people who were just born and bred to be those type of people and to exploit and to be very selfish with their wealth, as if it's somehow going to run out. And those people don't know different. Mm-hmm. And those people also don't want to know different. They're not pursuing enlightenment. They're not pursuing perspectives of anyone outside of their comfortable bubble of wealth.
Yep.
And that's where they plan to live, die, and rot.
Mm-hmm.
Is in that level of wealth. Some people want to be buried in a fucking marble coffin, for Christ's sake. What does that do for the earth? Nothing! It's a waste! You can't even take this fucking money with you. So it's like, what the fuck? Me and Clyde was talking about that this morning. Like, you can't take this shit with you. Like, yeah, I'm trying to get to the bag, but that's because it's a tool for me to fucking to live my life. Because this country and this world has been set up that way now, where in order to live your best life, which really for me that just means having free agency and being able to maneuver how I see fit and being able to be a present parent for my future kids, like all of that shit comes at a very high ticket price. Mm-hmm. And so that's where the desire for more money comes in, because it's just a desire for more tools and more of a resource that enables me to do better things.
Yeah.
Just fucked up. But I can't take this shit with me though. Mm-mm. So what the fuck? Like, aside from setting some shit up for my kids to be left with whatever is left of me, there's really nothing I can do with that money. So like, no, I'm not gonna sit there and try to keep holding on to shit. Like, just to keep it in my little pod of fucking wealth. Like, horrible.
I don't get it.
It's horrible, child. So on to 4, like we said. I just still went on a little mini tangent. This is the first of our 2 Rolling Fork Lost Cask releases. This was quite a coveted bottle when it came out. So
really?
This one is also Barbados.
Okay.
I didn't get a ton of information on this one. So let me see if they actually said which cask it was in. So this one's coming out of Foursquare Distillery 2.
They don't have the stuff on the side. Mm-mm. Well, it's a lost cask.
Yeah, so yeah, exactly. So this is like a very, very special release. But let me see if they say what type of cask it was in. I like that they call it the Lost Cask. Because it's like, for 22 years, hell, you might as well have lost that motherfucker. You definitely forgot it was there. I would have. Like, do we still have that Barbados barrel somewhere?
legit. Like, bitch, did you forget?
Did you forget about them barrels we got back?
Oh, fuck. Be careful, everybody.
I did the same thing on my jeans.
Be careful, everyone.
Oh, man. Let me see.
Oh,
do they share which... It's the girl with the strong twirl.
It's a strong ass
It's the strong wrists for me. They don't say which kind of cask. Ooh. Interesting.
Like tobacco?
A ton. There's something... Ooh, it's
nutmeg?
Mm-hmm. Damn, something dark that I'm like smelling and I'm trying to figure out what it is.
It's kind of earthy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Grassy, like.
Yeah.
There's a ton of wood in this.
Absolutely.
It's hard to get, not hard to get past it, but that's like the dominant.
I'm just getting like pencil shavings.
Wow, what a catch.
I haven't smelled pencil shaving in a long time.
I was going to say, I can't remember the last time I smelled that.
Like taking the thing off and dumping it in the trash.
Yeah, and that smell, yeah. See?
And the vanilla.
This is why Soul Palate is great. First of all, it was pencil shavings and then vanilla. And just like that, you have Soul Palate.
Y'all remember the motherfucking pencil
yeah,
pencil
y'all remember the fresh pencil shaving. I don't give a fuck what type of school you went to. You was sharpening a pencil.
Oh, period.
A pencil.
Pencil.
And yum. Interesting. It's like some sort of medicine in the front. Like some sort of like cough syrupy behavior happening.
Yeah.
Fuck is that?
What the fuck is that? What the fuck? That's how I step on niggas. Do.
Hey.
Do. What the fuck is that? Do. What the fuck is that? Do. That's how I step on niggas.
That was my Migos ad lib, y'all.
What is that? What the fuck? Oh my god.
What the fuck is that? What the fuck? Take off.
to the Migos.
Shit. Shout out to y'all,
I'm
Migos.
gonna talk about the Migos later and how much I love them.
It's concentrated cherry cough syrup.
It is. It really is.
That's what I gotta boil it down to. That's the most prominent flavor. Cherry cough syrup. Damn.
And because of that, I
that is what
anymore.
22 years will give you. All right.
So we kind of gotta wrap this up for y'all because we've been going on and on.
I know we gave y'all a lot to chew on for this one.
We did.
But
so let's go straight to what we eat and we'll talk about the rest the rest of the week. Because what I'm eating, well,
yeah, because the TV stuff will remain relevant. So that's fine. Yes, for sure. We're gonna save this.
Save. How do you save it?
I'm just gonna bold the ones that we're keeping for next time. So yes, talk about where we eating.
Toki Underground was
I've not been there.
Amazing. Now a good friend, well not good, but like a friend of mine now, Stephen, sorry, works with Mr. Black.
Yes. Oh, shout out to them. I wore their hat today.
Oh, nice. Yes, I put their stickers on my computer. So they did a awesome like pop up at
Toki.
No, at Allegory.
Oh, use my Allegory.
That was so much fun.
That was a good time.
Because of them, I am addicted to fucking bubble guns.
First of all, with edible bubbles, y'all. Just to emphasize, they had edible bubbles and it was so much fun.
Food grade. But
food grade, not edible.
Stefan was out in the town. I met him at Toki Underground where Zach works. And
Sanders?
Yeah, the food was fucking mind-blowing.
Where is Toki Underground?
On 8th Street. And it's ramen.
Northwest?
Yes, 8th Street Northeast.
Oh.
8th Street Northeast.
And it's ramen.
It is one of the first ramen spots in the city.
And it's good ramen.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have the ramen because there's a lot of fish sauce, and I had actually this noodle dish. It was their vegetarian noodles, but I was able to get the chicken on it, and then their vegetarian broth on the side, and I put that. Y'all, like, I can't even explain the umami and seasoned food that I had. And then I had their tasty drumsticks. I had their, what else did we have? We had like 3. Oh, their pork dumplings were so good.
I love dumplings.
And then I had a Baiju cocktail. It's like Baiju, I think she's got it. Baiju, I think she's got it. I think it's what Zach named it.
By Joe, I think she's got it.
Yes, that's what it is.
I like it. By Joe. You know what? That's a new one.
Such a Zach thing.
Use it.
It's such a Zach thing. But I also got to try 3 other Bajos. I've never had it before. Okay. And they got funky. So like,
I was gonna say,
with Ming River,
was it a diverse lineup in terms of like?
Oh my god, absolutely. So with Ming River, it was
category
absolutely
for sure.
Absolutely, it gives you like Jolly Rancher, like grassiness. Like you can pair it very well with rum agricole. These other 3, one of them was kind of like that too, and he understood the types of Baija, which is like sauce and smelly. I don't remember the name of it, but we have it all in the book. We'll pick it up last time. We glimpsed over that
touching that book until I know what the fuck I scored. I put it away until I get my score.
What the fuck is it? But one of them had like the first smell of like fruitiness and it got really earthy on the smell, and then when I tasted it, it was just like all like rotten herbs and like I just couldn't. It was just like earthy umami and just like weird ass fucking funk. And Stefan was like, "Ooh, yeah, that's what I want." I was like, "I cannot." I sipped it twice though because I will always sip something twice at least to be like, "Just to be sure, this is what it is." I will taste it again because it was so much stimulating my brain that I was like, I don't know if I even registered it all. Yeah, but it was just way too funky for me, and it was just like it was. So much going on. So shout out to Zach for giving us like a taster of Baijiu, because I was like, I see now why people say that this is like one of the most funkiest things to taste.
Ooh,
and it was crazy, but the food was
amazing.
So I definitely think we need to go there one of these days. It was
Yeah.
so good. And then Jackie
a nice little list.
leaves.
Whooch, yeah, I was almost hesitant to shit happen with y'all.
I know.
I ain't gonna hold you.
We're not gonna tell you what day we go on Tuesdays. And so, shout out to my good friend Jaron, who was a regular of mine.
Shout out to Chef Jared.
He's amazing, and he does his own taco pop up.
I didn't realize he does
Tuesdays.
other pop ups.
He does.
I started following him, so I was looking at his page. I was like,
Nice.
I need to start popping up on some different days because he does more than just a mean crunch wrap, which he does
actually
do a
looking
mean
for someone
crunch wrap.
to do bar stuff too. If you
Jared, hit me up, Jared.
He hit me up, but I was like, I be doing so much. I don't know if I can be committing to the days.
Oh yes, connect us, please.
Yeah, we're going to see the days.
Oh yeah, duh.
Yeah. So we'll do that.
Oh my god, no, he's great. Oh my god,
He really is awesome.
He's very accommodating. I'm not gonna say what he accommodated me on because I'm not gonna spiral that one.
No,
but he's very accommodating and it's sweet and I love it and it's worth every fucking coin.
best yuca fries I've ever had in my life.
I've never had a yuca fry that
my life.
well seasoned, a perfect level of crisp. It was just like, take me now.
Take me now. Literally, it was amazing.
It's worth all those dramatics for not being as dramatic as we're really being.
You really are not.
Once you see
it's legit.
for yourself. All I'm saying is go after 6 o'clock because if you fuck with our 5 o'clock time, I will curse you out.
I'm gonna curse you out literally in your face when you walk in.
Absolutely.
Where the fuck did I say that? No, it's fine. I know you be watching my podcast.
Didn't I tell you 6 o'clock?
Oh shit.
I told you 6.
No. If you do, if you're
great.
chilling
He's
on
great.
a Tuesday, come meet
Food
us.
is great.
We just don't want y'all to ruin our great
Yes, we just don't want you crowding up our good seats. That's all we talking about. But
so we
definitely please go
also why
support
we gotta
him.
wrap this up because get to the time where we need to smoke a bowl
Maybe
and
we'll
get out of
cheers
here.
with our last sip.
Well, cheers to us. Okay, let's try.
Yes, so last sip is also a Lost Cask 22. This is from Guadeloupe though. So whereas the Barbados rum was coming out of Foursquare, this one's coming out of Bellevue Distillery in Guadeloupe.
I think I like the way this smells. It's getting flat Coke. Oof.
You're right, flat cherry Coke.
Oof, I don't like that smell at all. I'm not a Coke person in general. I mean Coca-Cola. None of my parents are watching this. I meant Coca-Cola. I love you, Dad. And Mother. I actually don't know if my mom watches this, but she definitely shares it.
She definitely supports it. No, I know my mom does.
For any feds out there. I mean, I guess.
You know what? I'm not appreciating this. I need. It's better.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's better.
A little bit.
Okay, what the fuck is happening?
Okay,
Better.
There.
Okay,
we got
we're
some
getting
good
there.
ones.
We're getting there.
Shit.
Ding ding. Okay.
I just want to swirl
So-
for the fuck of it. For the fuck of it. Okay.
So yeah, we got that flat cherry cokeness
Out
on the
the way.
nose. It's basically the prominent note.
Now it's giving kind of like warm salt. Do you smell that?
Oh, you know what?
Do you smell that?
Well,
love
okay,
it.
you have to be watching on YouTube to see why we're laughing. I'm not about to sit here and explain it to y'all, but yeah, I get that, like that earthy.
Yes.
It's super earthy, potentially funky, but not quite.
Yes.
And then it's got a minerality to it, which gives that
does.
salty potential.
Yes.
So yes, I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Then I give grapefruit. All
No, I
in
didn't
those.
pick up
All in
that one.
those. All in those. Maybe. There's some fruit there.
Okay.
But I'm only thinking like, I don't know if you ever had a grilled grapefruit before or a brulee.
I've had a grilled grapefruit before.
Yeah. Like cooked, like a warm.
Okay. And with you saying that, I can see what you're picking up.
All of that's together.
Because I
with
wasn't
warm
picking
salt.
up like raw or like oil
No.
or like that.
Okay, let's see.
Wow. It's really funky.
Whoa.
It almost reminds me
Oh,
of.
that's tasty.
It reminds me of like a Jamaican rum a little bit.
This is my favorite.
In the funkiness of it, but it's not as pungently funky. For those who are familiar with that Jamaican funk, it's not as pungent,
It's grassy.
but it's approaching that lane in terms of flavor profile.
And into tropical fruit. This is my favorite. It's almost giving a aged, very light clarin type of thing going on.
Yeah. Like an aged clarin. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Yep.
Wow.
All that fruitiness I'm getting right at the tip of my tongue.
Oh my God.
And it's just sitting there. Wow.
This is my
favorite. What a way to end it.
Yeah.
It was a good one.
It was.
Well, shit. We the hell job. Almost 2 hours, y'all.
Oops.
Enjoy.
Love you guys. I hope you have a great time. Check out Rolling Fork on Seelbach.
Yes, for sure. Links will be shared to this. Our email will be shared to this. Please, if you're listening, absolutely shoot us bar time stories if you have any good ones.
Yes.
Or wingman, wingwoman stories if you have any good ones, bad ones, indifferent ones, funny ones, all of that. We want to hear all of it. We'll also read them.
Yes.
And talk about them. So just share with us. Reach out,
Yes.
So that is soulpalatepod@gmail.com.
Absolutely.
I'm Dee. This is my girl Kapri. And that is another episode.
Cheers.
Of Soul Palate. Cheers.